From the land down under, with the rock at its centre, comes the little Aussie watchman. Blackmailing using sex and Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein is back in the news. Yep, the billionaire who made his money on Wall Street with his own financial wealth management firm / health fund has been arrested again. There is a significant amount of conspiracy regarding Epstein and his own private orgy island and his own private jet, colloquially called the Lolita Express. Both seem to have been used to treat the rich and powerful with underage children. It is believed by many that those rich and powerful were then blackmailed using videos and photos so that they would toe the party line. It is significant that Epstein's first trip to the courts in 2006 for sexual molestation of young children led to him basically getting off scot-free. The Attorney General of Florida at the time, Alexander Acosta, gave him a sweetheart deal, which he was given immunity from federal crimes. And this immunity was also given to co-conspirators. Acosta was clearly compromised, but there is evidence that there are higher powers at work, especially within the FBI. Instead of going to prison for life for soliciting sex of at least 40 underage children, he instead was only sentenced for 18 months. And he wasn't even sent to prison. He was housed in a private wing of the Palm Beach County Stockade and was allowed work release of 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. The sentencing was a joke and just demonstrates how the powerful get away with serious crimes. But more importantly, it suggests that sexual blackmail is rife within the US justice system. What is more interesting is that in May of last year, the FBI released documents which showed that the FBI had struck a deal with Jeffrey Epstein not to federally investigate him. And guess who was the head of the FBI at the time? Mr. Robert Mueller himself. With the coming of Trump and the freeing up of the highest levels of justice from the crooked hands of the deep state, all bets are now off for billionaire criminals. Epstein was arrested last week by the FBI for sexually related crimes, and instead of going through the Florida courts, he is now going through the New York courts. This case could open up the proverbial can of worms, because if indeed the rich and powerful who stayed at his island and flew on his infamous plane were involved in sex and rape of underage girls, they could be named by Epstein as he seeks to reduce any possible sentence. Those rich and powerful names are well known on both sides of the political aisle and scattered throughout Hollywood and Washington. The more conspiratorial reports talk of a temple on the island, child sacrifice, child donors of organs and child blood transfusions, etc. If indeed these are true and become public, the world will learn how insidious and evil some American elite are. We may become privy to the dirty secrets of sexual blackmail, demonic child sacrifices, and maybe even worse. There is no bottom to the depravity of man. Many Trump supporters are celebrating the coming clean out of the deep state by the follow-on effects of the prosecution of Epstein. I say, don't be too certain. The rich and powerful have 1,000,001 ways of avoiding justice. Let's hope that the prosecutors and the judges are not compromised and will steal the course, bringing justice without regard to personal cost. The media and the Democrats will try to enmesh Trump with his previous associations with Epstein. Note, however, that Trump has never been to Orgy Island. He also kicked Epstein out of his Florida club when Epstein tried to hit on a young girl. Don't believe the lies and innuendo of the media. Remember, it is their heroes that have been on that plane. Bill Clinton, for instance, has been on the plane at least 26 times. It is their establishment heroes of the deep state that have the most to lose from this fight. May justice be served, better late than never. May the wicked sins of the powerful be uncovered, and may they pay for their evil deeds while they are still living.